being a mother has taught me a lot of patience.
When you had children, what changed? When you left children in the care center and when you're working, was there any feeling of guilt or discomfort when you were leaving for work again?
To give the right direction to my children, I must be in a better position.
Hello everyone, welcome to Roshni Ki Raha podcast, The Path of Light. On this occasion of International Women's Day, this is my offering to all the young girls to celebrate each and every milestone that comes in a life of a girl and a woman. We always look for role models. Our mother is our first role model. But yet we get to see so many lives which feel ordinary but are extraordinary in so many ways. Here I welcome Mrs. Neetu Chikyal, who has been an assistant professor in a very renowned College of Engineering in Hyderabad. She started her career in electronics and telecommunication, and she was doing her bachelor's. Then she did her master's in instrumentation and control engineering. She did her PhD from NIT Warangal, and with all these batches, she has two more golden shining stars, which are her two children. And doing all these things together requires huge resilience. The very idea of doing this podcast came from when I was coaching women who were saying that, if we choose our career and our ambitions, our children and their well being would be left behind. And if we choose our children and well being, our ambitions would be left behind. So, how do we establish that balance? Here, I want to bring these nuggets of wisdom from the ladies who have done it all and who are going to share all of those with us. So, welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Fine, fine. Thank you, Ritija, for giving me opportunity to share my thoughts with you.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm very excited about this. And when I was speaking of all these different roles that you have taken, so how do you feel about taking those roles as a mother, as a professor, as a researcher, and also as an engineer?
Yeah, as obviously, as a lady, we should do all this work very efficiently and with the number of hands together. We should be in a position to do all these things. So I feel that it's a grateful to for that, which we can say that it deserves roles which is possible to perform as a mother, as a professor, or and as an engineer, and also along with all this as a researcher too. So each role brings its own challenges.
Yeah.
And obviously, we can say that each and every roles allows me to grow both in personally as well as professionally. If you say that as a mother, being a mother has taught me a lot of patience
Yeah.
and empathy, which I carry into my teaching field also. Similarly, as a teacher or as a professor, I love inspiring my students and helping them to realize their potentials. And my work as a researcher, if you consider, or along with this researcher background, it satisfies my curiosity and passion for solving the different complex problems related to my area as an engineering problem specifically. As I'm working towards in electronics engineering field. So I always grateful, or I'm always ready to solve the things which are newly developed techniques related to this electronics background or signal processing or communication background. And with my engineering background, it gives me that as a such a tools which gives the solution to do all this practically possible.
Yeah.
So balancing these roles can be demanding, but variety of all these roles keep me energizing and also constantly learning and improving myself. So it is fulfilling to know that I can make differences in multiple areas in my life in a better way.
Yeah, so that's very interesting that you shared that being a mother helped you be more empathetic. You could bring it to your profession. Being a professor helped you to inspire people, and being a researcher satisfies your curiosity. And engineer definitely, it solves your problem solving abilities and it gives you very, very practical tools. So you have summarized it very nicely. So, what
Yeah.
inspired you to be a professor or come into this profession after engineering?
As all of you have some passion or some dream kind from childhood. So from childhood only, I wanted to become a teacher. So that feels me to do or enter into the teaching field, whether whatever is the technical, even though I have done my basic degree in engineering, but with that passion, that interest in teaching, make me to enter into the teaching field as a professor.
Yeah. So once
Yes.
you become a teacher, you always remain a student, and in that loop, you're always continuing and you're growing.
Yes.
So that's very, very
Yes.
interesting.
Teaching is the kind of a field where always we are doing the parallel role.
Yeah.
For a better teacher, first we should be a better student or
Yes.
learner. I can say that learner. So for learning, there is no bond of age. Only the interest, how much we can do or how much we can learn. Whatever we are learning better, so better we can deliver to the student. So this makes me a passion to become a teacher.
Yeah, so you are skillful. You became a professor, you started teaching, you had your degrees. And then when you had children, what changed, especially about career? How did it change for you?
Yeah, that is a big miss general question, or we can say that big question previously, but now in this technical word, that is not a what we can say a big problem. As we know that yes, definitely there is some issues will be there, but for as we can say that for every problem there is a specific solution will be there. Only the thing that how we are observing that problem, that is that depends upon our attitude.
Yeah.
So yeah, I too faced the problem when my children were means very small. So now these days, so many care centers are there. I used to send them care in a care center, and that's makes me better to grow in my career life. And there is no issue to keep our children in care center. So many facilities are there. We can utilize these technical facilities so that we can grow their future also, as well as we can grow up in our career. So now so many people are saying the care centers are like this. I mean, some negatives. Obviously, for every situation or every problems are having two sides. My advice is better you go, you take the positive things in that and move forward, because technically we are so much fast. So many video cams are there, so many facilities are there. Even though we are working, we can it is possible to look over the what is happening in the care center. So there are various solutions. That is not a big problem. So what means now my intention is children's are means care center is the best solution in worst condition if there is no any other alternatives to look over to our children. But because of that, we should not stop our career. That is my intention or message to all the listeners.
Yes. So, because when we talk about care centers, there are usually these two perspectives that you said, that there are positives and there are negatives. And you said a very good message that take on the positive, it is a facility. And in the worst case, if there's nobody available, then you can definitely use that option and then you can move forward. So, I want to ask you here that when you left children in the care center and when you're working, was there any feeling of guilt or discomfort when you were leaving for work again? Or how did you set your mindset in such a way that it does not become a discomfort?
No, definitely I don't have any guilt, because I know that this is my prime responsibility. Along with growing up my career, I must be in a position to support my family as well as my children in with respect to in all the fields, in all aspect. I should not say that only economical, but I must be in a position to advise my children or my family members to grow up in their life. I must be in a position to give better suggestions, better right direction, to give the right direction to my children. I must be in a better position. So I never feel guilt or regret whenever I used to leave them in a care center and used to go to the workplace.
Yeah, that's a very beautiful
Yeah.
insight that you are working on yourself, not only for the economical aspect or these things when it comes to career, not only your personal ambition, but saying that for my children, I want to be that person or that place which can give them better advice. And it just sets an example. For example, your daughter now has an example of a working mother, and it just opens up new perspectives and opportunities in her mind. And my mother being working, I also understand that how it shapes us. It just gives us a very different confidence that our mothers are just so good. So that is one thing that I really appreciate about the answer that you just said. So
Yes. And as you know that children's for children, the first teacher is it starts from our family. All the children's first recognize their parents, how they are behaving, what they are doing. I have trained my children in such a way that they must be realize all the situations. They must be also in a position to handle each and every situation as we are doing well. That is my
Yeah. So you sort of checked a lot of boxes of a master's degree, of having children and raising a good family. And then you also decided to pursue your PhD degree, that too from such a well-reputed institution. So, what inspired you to still continue the pursuit of higher education?
Yeah, first thing, what I from beginning or itself, I thought whatever the field means in my school days only. At that time, I never knew that I become an engineer. There at that time there are so many directions. I become a bank manager, or I maybe move to the bank side or art side, or I became a doctor or engineer. But finally, I got the miss. I did my BTech, but my intention was whatever the field, I must be having the highest degree in my hand. So that motto makes me inspiration to achieve my PhD degree. And if you see that from my family background also, but here in my parents side, also in my in-law side, all are well educated. That also inspired me to achieve the highest degree. Obviously that I can achieve with support of all my family members, my better half, my children. That is not only my alone hard work. Along with my hard work, without their support, I can't. No
Yeah.
one can.
Yeah, and I think this is a very important message that a family, we are as an ecosystem. Family is like an ecosystem where you were looking forward for your children's growth. And then children were also like, our mother is doing a PhD degree. So
Yes.
and I also see the children of working mothers, they learn to do certain things by themselves at a very early age. So this ecosystem sort of grows it together. So what advice do you have for young women, for example, of my age, who would be entering, doing all of these things now? So what would you give as an advice?
Yes. So my sincere advice to all the girls, they must set their goals
Yeah.
regarding their education or what they want to become, and they must plan to work towards to achieve that goals. And one more important point is, I can say that first they should believe the power whatever they have inside their own, and the words needs to is their unique talent. They must realize their talent. Each one is having the different talent. Okay, they must realize their talent, their power, and first thing they must believe their self. They
Yeah.
must think that, or they must feel that they are in a position to do that. Then only it is better to achieve their goals. And obviously, initially they may not be possible, but for any achievement, failure is a first step of success. So my better advice is think that you means all the girl students, or all girls, you think that you keep in your mind you are capable to do that, you are powerful, all the powers are within you, as Swami Vivekananda says. So believe in that words and work hard towards that to achieve whatever you want. That is my message to all girls. And you must be in a position to handle any situation in your life. That may be any worst condition and any happy moment. See, now these days the persons are not capable to withstand with the sorrow as well as happiness, both the ways.
Yeah.
Okay, so my advice is you must be in a position to handle all the situation, any worst situation, any happiest moment. That also you must be in a position to digest all the things, positive things in our life, along with that negative things in our lives too. So
Yeah.
my advice is prepare yourself in such a manner that you can withstand with all the situations which are coming, because we don't know what is happening in the next moment. So without afraiding, whatever the situation will come in our life, you must be in a position to withstand with that situation.
Yeah.
And you must be capable to work hard without frightening that. You must be in a position to solve that problem or whatever the situation is there.
Yeah. So these were really your golden reminders that the power is within you, and being so
Yeah.
motivated by the feminine force Shakti herself, the goddess. We take these
Yes.
forms of being a woman, and we are different roles are there which we do take up. And it's so important to celebrate these roles of resilience, as you said, that it is not only going to be positive, it will also be negative. But believe that you have the strength, because this is what we lack today, that we don't have the grit to just go forward with challenges. We get scared or we get fearful very, very fast. So, embracing that fear, embracing that challenge, taking on new milestones in your life is what I learned from your journey, Neetu ma'am. Thank you so much for coming to the podcast and sharing your
Thank,
views with me.
thank you, Ritija. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.